And if you are counting like we are, it is the third morning of our storm watch coverage across all of Northern California. Let's take a look at downtown Sacramento. The storm in the last few days has caused quite a bit of flooding in parts of our area. And to get you ready for potential danger as you head out the door, we do have team coverage for you right now.
That's right. Our Monica Coleman looking into storm damage for us this morning. Jordan Tolbert keeping an eye out on the road conditions. They're standing by for us. But first, let's check in with meteorologist Rob Karlmark.
All right, so I asked this a little bit earlier, but it's worth repeating. Bria, you heard the rain where you were.
Yeah, but I was inside.
You were inside.
Indoors, nice and dry. Yeah.
Braving the elements.
Walt had no choice. He had to be outdoors. What were your thoughts on the storm?
I was at a soccer game last night, delayed by thunder and lightning, but they managed to get it in. But to your point, it rained, stopped, dumped, stopped, off and on, all night long.
You know, it's tricky as a meteorologist and forecaster because I'm talking to all of you right now, and your reality of how things went yesterday is very different. If you're in Stockton, Lodi, so many spots, you didn't get anything at all, but in places like Sacramento, you got dumped on. So let's go ahead and give you a look forward here so you can understand that today's going to be another tricky one. However, the threat of thunderstorms and that convective rain, which is really heavy but in a very narrow spot, that's downgraded a little bit today. We're really just keeping an eye on this. This is where everything's coming together. You've got low pressure, you've got moisture. It's really feeding in and producing a lot of rain in the Bay Area, but it starts to slow down a little bit. Now, there is still enough moisture to produce these spotty light showers and drizzle, mostly north of 80 right now, but I expect that to start to fill in a little bit later on this morning, certainly this afternoon. But the heavy stuff, it's in one spot and starting to move to the south. Now, we did get some snow yesterday. We're getting some snow reports right now. Sierra Tahoe, 5 inches of overnight snow. That's not too bad because it was rain in the beginning. It has to end with snow as we get colder air, and that's what happened through the overnight hours. But the actual moisture is starting to drift away from us. Really warm early morning temperatures. Folks, we're just a day away from the winter solstice, the shortest day of the year, and we're waking up to near 60-degree temperatures in December. That's odd, but you know, because of this storm, this warm storm, weird things were going to happen. Highs today in the 60s, and rain is coming back this afternoon. So I know in the valley spots it's quiet, but plan on rain later on today and tonight as well. Now, we're talking about some of the big, heavy rain that happened all at once. And if the drains are flowing along just fine, they can handle it. Occasionally, there's some issue somewhere along the line, and you get localized flooding. So let's go ahead and talk to Monica Coleman. Monica, you've been on this story all morning long, and it doesn't look like that water's come down at all.
Not at all. So we are on Watt Avenue and Elkhorn Boulevard, and it still looks like a lake in this parking lot. And we watched as a man drove through all of this water. It literally caused a ripple effect, and we watched as that water, came all the way up to my feet here. And we're about, I want to say, 6 feet away from where he was driving. But take a look. You can see just how deep this water is, where that tree is. The planter is almost completely flooded. And there's cars in the middle of this parking lot that are really just stuck in the water because you can't get in and out of this unless you want to take that risk of having some damage to your car. But you can see how that water is coming up all the way to the middle of those tires there. And according to the Federal Emergency Management Agency, floods can occur anywhere with floodwaters rising gradually or flash floods striking suddenly. Here are some safety tips if you come across any roadway flooding during your morning commute. Pay attention to barricades. Also, avoid driving through standing water. The average car can be swept off the road in 12 inches of moving water. And take precautions when driving through deep water, only if no alternative route exists. Now take a look at this video from overnight. There was a lot of standing water on city streets, cars trying to drive through, and more dangerously on some sections of the interstate. This was I-80 near Auburn Boulevard off-ramp, and take a look, a serious single vehicle crash. Sacramento Fire says the driver had to be taken to the hospital with moderate to severe injuries. And this was concerning. People were driving by so fast with first responders and bystanders on the side of the road. Meanwhile, this was on the intersection of Watt Avenue and Elkhorn Boulevard where we are at this morning. There's at least a foot of water in some areas, and yet drivers pushed their way through. There was even some flooding on the McDonald's drive-thru off of Broadway by the station, but that didn't seem to stop people from getting their Happy Meal yesterday evening. There's still some parts of Sacramento City and County that are dealing with flooding, and back out here live, you can see it is a lake out here in the parking lot. No word on how they're going to be able to fix this issue out here. We see a lot of drivers making their way around the parking lot, trying to get to any free parking spaces that aren't completely flooded out. But let's talk about traffic and how that's going to impact your morning commute with my colleague, Jordan Tolbert.
Hey, good morning, Monica. Those are all great tips that you gave there. And, you know, we didn't see any rain coming through this morning necessarily in the Sacramento area. However, if you are headed toward the Bay Area via I-80 or maybe 580, we are in a little bit of a break, but over there we might see a little bit of rain today. So definitely prepare for that. Give yourself some extra time this morning. 99 northbound and I-5 northbound seeing really clear conditions today. Not seeing a whole lot of delays. We are seeing a car that was blocking the roadway on eastbound 50 near Pioneer Bridge. That has since cleared. So once again, through the Sacramento area, nothing major that's going to cause any kind of delay for your commute. Northbound 99 and Arch Road for our drivers going between Manteca and Stockton this morning. Pretty substantial delays of about 15-20 minutes or so. We'll continue to watch this morning, but just note we will see some delays if you are headed northbound on 99 between Modesto all the way through Stockton, Sacramento today. Northbound 99 also seeing a little bit of slow-moving traffic as you pass through Ripon today and approach that 120-99 connector for our northbound commuters. Other than that, though, really quiet traffic day so far. Just drive safe. Watch out for some additional ponding on roadways, as Monica Coleman was showing us.
All right, Jordan, thank you. So let's take a look at this now. Lightning yesterday afternoon in Davis. You see it there, lighting up the sky. Just a part of the strong system that we've seen move through this week.
And for the latest weather updates sent to your phone anytime, anywhere, download the free ABC 10 app. Don't forget to turn on the notifications.